All right, we got two games on the docket. Welcome to the round of 16. Happy 4th of July to everyone. We're going to just go ahead and get started because we're pressed for time. So let's get started with this first game. All right, the 1 o'clock Eastern matchup, Canada versus Morocco. One of the host countries, Canada, going up against one of the semifinalists last year, or excuse me, in the last World Cup in 2022, Morocco. And yeah, you know what? If anyone has been watching these games, they know that Morocco, with all due respect to Canada, they've had a nice run. They really have. They've done a good job. They've won the games that they were supposed to win. But you know, if anyone watched that game against South Africa, you can see that this is not a team that is able to consistently score against top tier competition. Not that they even really have played top tier competition up to this point, but um, Morocco is a top tier team. This is a team that is competing to win this entire competition. You know, Canada is a team that's competing to maybe get into the quarterfinals, maybe was competing for the round of 16. That's a success for them. Listen, it's not that Canada can't win this match. We seen that yesterday with Cape Verde versus Argentina. But more than likely, what we're going to see here is Morocco controlling the possession in this game, and Canada having to score when they can, either on the counterattack or the bits and pieces of possession that they have. I just don't think they're clinical enough in the box to be able to consistently score against a solid, very, very solid Moroccan defense. And you know, Jonathan David, I like him, but he's very wasteful there in the box in the final third. And I just don't know if you know, we haven't seen enough out of a guy like Tejan Buchanan. Um, I don't know why they're not using Ali Ahmed more. That's now with Norwich, formerly of Vancouver, the Vancouver Whitecaps in MLS. I don't know. I like what I've seen out of Liam Miller and him being able to create and get crosses in and things of that sort. But again, there has to be someone else on the other end. And that game against South Africa showed that, you know, they left it to the death basically on a shot outside the box. So maybe we can see another thing like that. But Morocco is going to control possession. They're going to be able to get those balls into maybe uh, Sabari. You know, guys like Hakimi are always a threat from outside the box. They have the players and they have the, you know, Buati to be able to create and do what he does in the midfield and winning balls and you know, so this is a matchup where I really, really like Morocco on the money line. I think the only reason that they're not favored more is because this game is being played in North America. But in order to find value, and I do like this because I don't see a lot of scoring. Morocco is not one of those teams that's going to put a shitload of goals up on the board. They're going to be able to score their two goals and then just be able to, you know, like keep a clean sheet. So I like Morocco in under 3.5. I would be fine with Morocco just on the money line. Honestly, that's enough. If you're putting a decent amount down on it, that's fine. Okay. But maybe Morocco and under 3.5 in order to get that plus money. And that's what I try to do in these videos is try to get you plus money. And I may go back to the low risk, high risk um, type setup that I had before. I like that setup, but just for the World Cup, I've just been doing it this way with just the single bet, the best bet. Morocco and under 3.5. You know, you get that for plus 125. If there's a fourth goal in here, it does concern me that there could be, but I think it should be kept to 3 goals considering this is a round of 16 game. All right, in the last game being played today, we got Paraguay versus France in this round of 16 matchup. So here it is, folks. France is a fucking powerhouse in this competition. Their entire and it basically front line is world class players with Osman Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, uh, Michael Olise. They have Bradley Barcola. They have Desiree Douay. I mean, this is a team. I'm missing guys. Like I'm forgetting guys right now. That's how many world-class players they have in their attack. These are guys that would sell for 80 to 100 million on the transfer market a piece. That's not to count William Saliba, although he is a little bit banged up. World-class center back. Chumani. I mean, it's just all over the place. These are guys that play for the best clubs, the biggest clubs in Europe, in the world, and I don't know who can stop this team, honestly. I said that coming into this World Cup, they were my pick. I don't think that was surprising anyone, but I know a lot of people were on Spain. I've been on France from the get-go. I'm not special for that. I'm just letting it be known. Um, this is a team that I don't think can be stopped. I think Paraguay, I think that was more of an evidence of the weakness of Germany. With all due respect to Paraguay, they've had a good tournament, but we did see what happened against the United States. Yes, they bounced back and they had good games against Turkey. They had a good game against Australia. Okay, but this is not a team that's going to be able to compete with France. They're not going to be able to, score a lucky header on a cross like they did against Germany. Listen, that's pretty much all they offered. Nah, I shouldn't say that. That's not all they offered, but I'm not hot on this Paraguay team, okay? And again, all respect to them. They might come out there and give France a run for their money, just like how Cape Verde gave Argentina a run for their money yesterday. But I was much higher on Cape Verde coming into this competition, coming into this World Cup than I was on Paraguay. Um, and Paraguay does have talent. They have, Julio Encisos over at Strasbourg. They have Miguel Almiron, who, formerly of Atlanta United and then Newcastle United, and then now he's over with the with Charlotte FC, or excuse me, back with Atlanta United. I'm sorry, my apologies there. Um, so I just don't see it. I don't see them being able to um, come anywhere close to beating this France side. That is, I think, on a mission. I think Kylian Mbappe is on a mission when he puts on that France shirt. He's a game changer. He's a game changer no matter who he plays for. I know he gets a lot of criticism because Real Madrid hasn't won anything in 2 years, but I don't think that's because of Kylian Mbappe. I think that really is just a coincidence. And of course, PSG has won two straight Champions League titles now that Kylian. It's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe there is something to it. There might be. But in my opinion, that's a guy who's consistently able to score for you. And I just think that France is just going to be on the attack and doing what France does throughout the entirety of this game. I truly believe this is going to be a blowout, this game. So I do like France -1. So I like them to win by 2 goals, but I like it to be under 5.5 goals. I don't think, I think there's a level of respectability that will be played here where France isn't just going to try and showboat and show this team up. Paraguay, they will show some respect and not try to run up the score. Um, which is in football, they do run up the score. This isn't like football or basketball where they'll, show some respect to the team and try not to score once they know they have the game in the bag, or take the ball to the corner like they used to in the past. But I don't see there being over 5 goals. There might be 5 goals, but I don't see there being over. So I like under France or under 5.5 goals in France -1. So to win by 2, so you got a cushion there where they can win 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Okay, a 4 goal cushion. So yeah, that's you can get that at -110. I like both of these bets. Okay, I like that one. That's my 4 soccer ball out of 5. And then I really like the Morocco bet. That's a 5 star. All right, that's all I got for you. Happy 4th of July to everyone. Good luck on your bets. And do me a favor, folks. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, the few that are listening, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But what are you, too cool to subscribe to the channel? Trust me, you're not. Okay, I know. So, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the content, and comment down below. If you got something to say it. All right? You're going with me, you're fading with me, or fading me. Let me know about it. I want to hear about it so I can comment back, basically. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. We got another two games. I really like tomorrow's games. These are going to be really exciting. So we'll see you tomorrow. Happy 4th of July. I'm out.